go. Okay, there we go. I have different settings, but I mean, do you want to be a part? You can be a part of this. You just have to turn the mic on.
Okay.
All right, yeah.
Take this off?
Yeah, or yeah, you can set it up like.
You can also just clip it.
Yeah, or clip it. Okay, all right. Well, things are plugged into my laptop, so I'm limited in terms of mobility, but I'm here at the Bean and Mead Roastery, and we have some 90-plus
You're
coffees.
back.
Yes, I am back. Hello.
Welcome back.
Yeah, so I'm in town because I'm just helping out. We're doing a little event with this coffee, which has been tasting incredible, but we were doing a little bit of a cupping video, so surprising, we shoot videos on cupping here. But we have some very incredible coffees like the Lost Origin from, say, Altieri, a Panama Jansen, and then this coffee, which I know some of you guys got, this 91.5 Lita. Which honestly, like now we're tasting this side by side, we're like, damn, this coffee is incredible. So I can go over, I can cup these coffees with you all, and I think the audio should be working now. But yeah, feel free to hang out. And I don't know if I think that, yeah, okay, this audio should be working. Okay, sweet. But yeah, what we've been doing is we've just been going through all of these. So maybe I'll move the camera back, but yeah, it's kind of a random time to stream in the middle of the day, especially for you West Coast people. But yeah, we did a bunch of stuff today. The Pepe release is live. And now I am going to, let me move you guys here. Let me move you guys here. As you see, this is a working production space, and I am messing around here, cupping coffees. So let's go over the coffees real quick and kind of go from there. See if any of you guys want to hang out. Over here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coffees. Or maybe we'll go this way. This here is just a Bolivian coffee, Wash Catura. This is 91.5 Alita Gesha. This, you guys already know it, is Lost Origin wash coffee. This is their new release coffee, which I have to brew at a event tomorrow, which is this 90.5 Altieri, which I think is on their website now. So if you wanted to buy this coffee, you can pick this coffee up. So that's there. And then finally at the end, we got a Panama Jansen. I don't know if you guys have tried Jansen recently, but this tastes like, tasting pretty good. So we have 4 Panama Geshas, 1 Bolivian Catura, and all the coffees here are washed, so they're all good. They're all great coffees, and are any of the other Bean and Bean coffees still in stock? This one is going to be in stock. So this is the one that we're doing an event around, because we're getting these, the farmers are coming in. It's going to be a cool event, and yours truly will have to figure out how to brew coffee for people. Hopefully it's good. And then, yeah, otherwise I think, actually, okay, these 2 coffees are in stock. And actually this coffee too. I only have 2 hands. I can't hold all the coffees. But these 2 are not in stock anymore. So let me taste. I was just cupping. I actually haven't had that much coffee today, but yeah, this is, let's see, let's start this way and we'll go this way. Cupping is actually useful, guys. So let me start with this guy. You know, actually what this has truly exposed is it has exposed that there are hella diminishing returns in coffee. But yeah, let me go and taste. Start with this one and we'll go across the board. So also, these coffees, we poured water out of them a while ago, so they're kind of just, you know, now they're really in that extended period where you can tell is the coffee together or not. This is kind of the one. This is kind of a coffee that has really impressed me. Where, you know, I mentioned to you guys, I said, if you guys enjoy 2022 Say Alita, this Alita was kind of on that level. And it's 9 weeks, 10 weeks off roast now. And it is, or whenever the last time I was in town. Super, super good. Oh, I'm actually going to go here. Yeah, but this coffee's here and it's tasting really nice. Very clean. It's a very nice wash coffee. So that's cool that here you made it into Americano. We're just cupping right now. Maybe I'll brew. I have some time. I can be here. Lost Origin. Man, Lost Origin is so good. You know, I think this year's Lost Origin is not as dynamic as last year's Lost Origin. Last year, this was the hot take, but last year's Lost Origin, it had a lot of... last year's Lost Origin was like a bit more dynamic. This year's Lost Origin seems to be more sweetness forward, but also, you know, Say has been kind of adjusting styles across the last year. Definitely more, they like a lot of sweetness. And then this is this new coffee, which is this one. Camera focus. This is Altieri Estate Geisha. Panama. Very loud acidity. Like when I think about Panama Geishas, I think this is like, you know, washed Panama Geisha, this is a very good example of that. Like this coffee is very citrus forward, jasmine, floral, sweet, clean. This one, because it's a Lost Origin coffee, has been a little, you know, little processed. So there is a little bit of layering from the processing, and that's kind of the thing that I am observing with Lost Origin, is that if you guys last year had Cup of Excellence number 3 from, say, Ecuador, COE number 3 from Cruz Loma, that it was like a yeast fermented coffee or anaerobic wash coffee. This last year, Lost Origin tasted like that, but red fruit, where there was like all that crazy layering. This year, I'm getting the layering, but I'm not getting as much as loud of an acidity. At least, you know, however many weeks. This is roasted 8.5, so about a month off roast. But still a very enjoyable coffee. And then finally, this is Jansen. So Jansen, very straightforward, also very straightforward. wash pan ackchyually, wash pan ackchyually. All of these are wash pan ackchyually. But I get a little bit like herbals in the back. So I don't think this is as strong of a coffee as these two here. And that's kind of like the quick TLDR. Of these coffees we're cupping right now. Drinking an interesting coffee. Yeah, I'm in a production space right now. Or like we're in there, they have like a cafe behind. Well, let me see if I can move you guys around. Originally I was gonna stream on the phone, but you know, we're now hooked up into here. And also one of the rare few times you'll see me with, this is a Sucafina cupping spoon. So, yeah, but I don't know, I'm here to hang out. Let me pull up the chair, we're gonna sit down. Maybe this is a strategy. We will sit down, because I only have the small tripod with me today, so I can't move you guys around like crazy. Let me link you guys some of these coffees real quick, since I think that would be pretty helpful to provide you all with some context. And it's also, again, a very weird time of the day to stream. But I want to talk a little bit about, you know, the 90+ coffee world. Where like, let me find this. I can't, let me see if I can find here. Okay, so this is this coffee here. So that's this coffee here that I just linked. This Lost Origin, which just came out, sold out already. And then this coffee here, since somebody asked me what is actually available, it's this one here. And then it's this one that I just linked, 90.5. And then I kind of might brew some of these. Actually, here, that might be fun, is we can brew some of these coffees. There is a way to brew coffee.
Yeah.
Is there?
Do all of them?
I think I'll just brew these two, since I have a little bit of extra here, and it would be fun to get, we can get Ji-yoon to taste stuff, because she's really good at tasting coffees, so we can get some good opinions on some of that. Okay. Thank you. So we're gonna actually brew. And I do have some cool brewers with me. Oh, dude, you guys want to see some cool stuff? Let me show you what I brought. You already know what is in here. The greatest coffee brewer of all time is in here.
How many? Is that one?
It's one. Okay, so you've never seen the puzzle. Ji-yoon's over here. If you guys can't see her, but well, she can be in the frame also. I will brew you coffee tomorrow, Howie.
Hi.
I'll always get these random. Anyway.
Oh, wow.
I have no idea.
Who's Dan?
I don't know. But this is the technology here. So this is the puzzle dripper. I have shilled the puzzle dripper on multiple streams now, and I will continue to do so. Here, let me sit down. Okay, so we have some choices of brewers we might use tomorrow, Howie. We might use a V60, which I have a V60, or I might bring the advanced technology out, which is the S-Works. But then this does not compare to what is possible nowadays in the world of coffee brewing. This is the puzzle dripper. So here it is. For your reference, look at the puzzles you can make. So this is a very cool brewer. You have 4 different pieces, and you can configure them in various ways. So you have a 60-degree top, and you also have an 80-degree top. So and then you also have different bases. So each of these bases have different patterns. So your paper filters, the bottom of your paper filter will stick to here, and the capillary action will be different.
So you have 2 drippers.
Effectively, you get 2 drippers. You can build 2 drippers with 1 puzzle dripper. But if you wanted to use a very specific base with a specific top of a brewer, you can do that. And the main reason why you do something like that, or the quick TLDR of 60 degrees, so this is 60 degrees versus 80 degrees, is if you have the same paper filter, your bed depth is going to be different. So basically, does your coffee stick in like this versus this? So for the same amount of coffee, your bed depth will be different. And that also, the extraction at the bottom here, like say I use this setup, it will be a little bit different as well, because you get this different bed depth. In addition, you also get a different kind of extraction gear, because the pattern, you know, nowadays we want to have these brewers with like, you know, a lot of different ways to manipulate surface area and how the water will, or how the bottom of the paper filter touches these things. But generally speaking, I run in these 2 configurations. I have not looked at chat at all. Bed depth. I have no 64 millimeter MP grinder. But you know, for 20 something bucks, this is some value right here. You could have half of this, or you could have this. Anyway, very different. Yeah, you know, you can get Pepe. You can get my Pepe. But I'm going to brew these 2 coffees because I think it'll be fun. So I think I'll use probably the wash coffee base, but I'm gonna brew Lost Origin because this Lost Origin has been incredible. I've been brewing it on a few different streams now. I was pulling espresso of this coffee, and then this is the new coffee, which I know at least Howie, who's in the chat here, he'll get to taste tomorrow at the event. And then also, you know, if you guys want to pick this coffee up, it is linked somewhere in the chat here. But what I was doing earlier, I'll change the stream. Let me change the stream name from 90 plus point coffee brewing or cupping to 90 plus point coffee brewing, where we're gonna brew these 2 guys. So Skirtin brew for Howard. I think I do have a Skirtin I can pick up, but I'm trying to figure out what to do tomorrow because I do have the MC5 with me. Brought that along, so we can do some shuriken brews. It's just too hard to do espresso at this point. And then that shop, they have an EK. We have an X Bloom we can steal. We have I think a ZP6 we can steal as well. So we can have kind of the full range of brewers to use. So that might be fun. But or grinders to use. But I might use a combination of these guys, or I might go and use just a V60. I might be lame and just do V60. I'm so sorry. And I might actually use some Sybaris too. Maybe, oh my God, wait, maybe I'll brew Sybaris with this. Is this the technology? Or do we use the puzzle? Do I have water? I have water. Do I have a kettle? Yeah. Another thing that you can do, I also have the T90s with me because I was trying to figure out like what to bring for this brewing event tomorrow in the New Yorks. Is maybe, Oh, I haven't even ground coffee yet.
Okay.
Do you?
The water's there.
Yeah. Do you have
Servers?
Yes, I need servers. And do you have wave filters? Regular wave filters, like Kalita, like for this.
But I thought you didn't like them.
Well, we'll use them for this.
Okay.
The word has been spread where I'm like, I can't deal with the regular Kalitas. We also have an EK here, which is, we can attempt to slow feed an EK, but it's not really going to do much. But if I don't have the wave filters, I cannot use the glorious puzzle dripper. So let me weigh out some coffee, and I'll grind it. Absolute tragedy. Oh man, Lost Origin smells so good. Okay, so I'm gonna just do 15-gram brews because it is getting a little late here. We're gonna do Lost Origin. Thank you. So I'm gonna do a 15-gram brew of Lost Origin and also of this new Altieri. Is there just open Altieri I can use, or should I just open this bag?
I can give you.
Okay, I just need 15 grams. Got the puzzle. The greatest. So if you use the, get another cup. If you use the U60, you can fit these bigger Kalitas in there. You definitely can't do that with the U80 top, where the U80 top is super tiny because the bed depth is very tall, so you end up with like weird looking stuff like this. Plus also, these are wash coffees, and according to, this is kind of the crazy thing, is Puzzle Dripper, they tell you what to do depending on what coffee you're using. So, they say if you're using wash coffee, you use the wash coffee setup, which is the U60 and this wash coffee base. So this is actually very fast flowing, super, super easy to brew. And because we're actually brewing wash coffees, we're gonna use the wash coffee setup of the Puzzle Dripper. Crazy. All right. But yeah, I'm gonna move some of these guys out of the way. And we have, Yeah, very incredible coffees today. So now it's 90 plus. What do I use for Dunkin' Dark Roast? If you're using Dunkin' Dark Roast, you know what's probably really good? You gotta use this setup. The current rundown of the 90 plus choices is this guy. So this is the only one for sale. Camera will not focus. Thank you. So this is 90.5, which is above 90 plus, which is 90 plus. So that's the one that's currently here. And then we got Lost Origin. And I'm gonna brew both of them. So I do have a cupping video, which I'll release at some point in time, where we're talking about cupping these coffees and tasting them and letting you guys know what they taste like. But yeah, they smell incredible. So this coffee here is the Lost Origin. I think I'm smelling these. And this is Altieri. So both of these are very light, different roasters obviously, but when I'm in town, I just talk about these New York roasters. Oh, there is also the Brazil. I meant of these coffees we have on here, those are the ones that are available. Yes, there is still the Brazil, which I don't know how much of the Brazil is left. Oh, hold on.
Working?
Oh yeah, it should be working now.
So how much of the Brazil is left?
We still have a whole bag. I know you want to know how.
So I think it's like 30-ish pounds.
Okay,
roasted.
so there's
Yeah.
Brazil, like the two 90 plus coffees are the Brazil and the Altieri. So those are the ones that you can pick up. But I'm trying to brew the Altieri because that's the new stuff. And I think a lot of you guys already got to try the Brazil. So, but that Brazil is quite interesting. Very different than what you might be used to if you have never tasted a coffee like that. All right, let me brew the Lost Origin first, and then I'm gonna brew Altieri. Going to use the advanced kettle technology. We're using the wash coffee base for the puzzle. So that's what this looks like. There will be more COE releases as well, I think, at least from this roastery. So this roastery is going to have a bunch more Cup of Excellence from, I think, Honduras, other places. But yeah, so there's the wash coffee base. So the paper filter kind of sticks up there. Just grind the coffee so I'm off the stream. What are the other COEs you have?
A lot.
A lot of other COEs?
Yeah. We have, we just received a box from Costa Rica COE,
Yeah, Costa Rica.
Honduras, Costa Rica, Honduras, El Salvador, Mexico, and hopefully Taiwan.
Yeah, you have so many COEs. You don't even. You're like, I can't
Actually.
remember which ones I have.
Yes.
So that's gonna be exciting. But yeah, we're kind of just brewing through these because it's like this part of the year where there're gonna be a lot of really premium coffees. And yeah, I'm just gonna brew this Lost Origin first, and then I'm gonna brew the new, which is this Altieri, and we'll taste them. And I was grinding on an EK, so that's why you guys could hear all of that. And I am using the Puzzle Dripper. And also, I'm moving these kettles around. So there's an electric kettle over there, but we don't have a fancy temperature-controlled kettle here. So I'm just going to kind of go back and forth and refill these. But when I brew flat bottom nowadays, I'm actually brewing kind of like a bit of lower, like I'm doing a lot of lower agitation nowadays, and the main reason why, I think you guys can still hear me. I'm just adding some more boiling water into this kettle. The main reason why is because a lot of this stuff is so much more paper filter dependent. Like here, we're using more standard Kalita filters. So the biggest challenge with this is gonna be flow rate. Is that if I agitate too aggressively, I end up getting I end up just running the risk of stalling. So like that right there where I just poured all this water on, I'm getting still nicer flow rate. That's kind of the extent of the agitation I do now. Like I'm not gonna agitate at the end anymore. Like if you look at my V60 recipe, it's like mega crazy agitation. This is more, I would say, less aggressive, but I still push for longer bloom times. And when I have something like the Puzzle Dripper, that's made of Triton, it can really retain heat. I feel pretty comfortable letting the bloom, even dry out and sit there. And then this, I'm just gonna pour slow. And this is I believe a Hario kettle, so the agitation, or like the flow, is on the higher side, but I'm pouring pretty slow. And kind of the recipe here is 60. I always like to bloom a little longer, or do a larger bloom. 60 to 170, then to 255. So, and then at a minute 30, I'm just gonna pour to 255. So that lets me just hit a 1 to 17, which on a lot of these coffees is pretty good. I actually overshot it a little, but it should be okay. So 15 to 261. So a little above 1 to 17, but I would say a lot of these Sei coffees, especially actually even these, right, this Altieri, I actually do want to push them above 1 to 16. And I'm not doing any sort of final agitation or anything like that. Like if you guys take a look at the flow here, if I zoom you guys in, you can see that this is just kind of just flowing through. That is just the nature of the Puzzle Dripper. So this is the nice thing with the puzzle, is that the puzzle doesn't really stall like your Kalitas. Like a lot of the issue with the Kalita is like, say, when I do these heavier pours, the paper filter can get stuck to the bottom and kind of clog everything, right? You do, in today's world, like, you know, the puzzle, the S-Works, we have the bases that are really difficult to stall, or like when the paper filter is pushed in, you have multiple holes, you have more surface area. Or more things that can suck the liquid through the paper filter and the bed. And I'm kind of just gonna let this drain through, and then I'm gonna brew Altieri next. Very exciting.
Same dripper?
Yes, same dripper. Gonna brew this relatively the same way. It is definitely on the finer side, but the way we have the puzzle dripper set up is it's set up for wash coffee. So, you know, you got instruction for that. Got the Altieri now. Gonna go ahead and brew that. Look at that. This is a longer brew time of like 4 minutes, but oh man, it smells nice. So we got this one. Now I'm gonna brew the next one. I'm gonna brew the next coffee. Is there a trash can? Trash can?
Oh yeah, right there.
Oh.
You can just put it in. You see this one?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I brought this so you can drain it.
Oh, yeah. Then, let's now brew the Altieri, which is definitely not as rested as the Lost Origin is, but still smelling really nice. Or maybe all these coffees are the same because they're all Panama Geisha. You guys can hear this EK. Oops. Dealing with this high fines EK. So look at the fines. So that's why I'm pouring a little bit slower with a lot of this, is when you have a lot of fines, you have to like manage it. Yes, you can smell it. It is on the fresher side. Definitely, it's gonna open up in a bit, but smelling good. And this is the Lost Origin, by the way. You can taste that. Yeah. Oh, no worries. And we can taste some of this. So hopefully my brew is good. There might be a little bit of astringency at the back. It's always fun to brew coffee for a variety of people, and that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. So if you're in the New York area, if you have friends in New York, you can come and hang out. But we're brewing the coffee that we're going to be featuring at the event. And I'm off camera. I have no idea what what is happening. I'm boiling water, refilling this kettle, topping it off, giving it some more heat. But I definitely find with these coffees, when they're this expressive, you can kind of do anything to them. You're reading the chat? I have not kept up with chat. Okay, now we're gonna brew Altieri. It's pretty fresh.
Hi, Howie.
Ooh, that smells really nice. So that is, we are brewing this coffee now. So this is the next release. So I'm gonna let this I actually can brew this coffee very similarly to Lost Origin, where I can just let it, is this mine?
Yes.
I can just let it kind of open up, let it bloom. And yeah, really let it open up. But this Lost Origin definitely pushed a little too fine, or could have been the dripper and all of that. But very sweet, nice red fruit, or that type of stuff. And I think with this, I'm just gonna pour slowly. I have no recipe and no guide for how to brew flat bottom nowadays. So 60 to 170, probably gonna go up to 255. That Lost Origin is tasting good though. Very clean. At the back, definitely ground a little too fine. And that kind of also was the nature of these Kalita filters, a little slow. But with this Altieri, should be okay. I'm just gonna pour a little faster with the Altieri to speed it up. Okay, 255. So, all right, I have now brewed the coffees. And let me make sure the camera don't run out of power. Turn down the all right, there we go. We gotta save some battery life. Okay, so Altieri's brewing. It's probably gonna actually end up handling the exact same way, where my final pour is gonna be a little slow, but that's just kind of the nature of the grinder we're using and also the paper filters. But these are the two coffees right here. And then let's set this aside because the brew has really slowed down and I don't want too much astringent stuff to make it into the cup. Okay, so here is the Altieri. Wow, it smells nice. So Altieri, definitely so we just cupped these coffees, which is interesting. It's like they're, let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna taste right here. I'll use a fresh cup so it's more fair. So Altieri here and Lost Origin here. both brewed. So a little different than cupping. But we cupped both these coffees and they both were great. So Lost Origin, super sweet. Lot of jasmine. I do think I pushed the coffee a little too hard, or I ground a little too fine. So at the back of it, there's a little astringency. And I think the same thing might have happened with Altieri, but it should be okay. Altieri, a little fresh. This definitely feels like a coffee that could rest, that needs like 2 to 3 weeks, like another 2 weeks of rest. So this is pretty light. But it's clean. Yeah, I don't know if you were just watching. It's clean. It's also tastes like Panama Gesha. Tastes like clean washed Panama Gesha.
You want to taste the Altieri?
As it cools, a lot of nice citrus. And this is the kind of interesting thing with both of these coffees and both of what I would classify as like your 90 plus coffees is the acidity is very tied together to kind of this mid palate area, which is then very well tied together to the aftertaste. Like everything is very harmonious from the first thing that hits you all the way to the mid palate, all the way to the finish. That's what it feels like on both of these coffees, is like there's just, and in each of these sections from start to finish, there's a lot of layers, or it's very deep. Like there's a lot of good depth of information. I actually think Altieri has a bit more structure of acidity than Lost Origin, whereas Lost Origin seems to be. I'm in a photo.
This is the Gen Z.
Oh yeah, the Gen Z. You have to like walk and take your photo like this, right? Whereas Lost Origin is more sweetness forward. That's interesting. Usually, well, I guess yeah. With Lost Origin, it is this way. But I did buy the new Esmeralda that just came out from Say, so I'm very excited for that coffee. You're gonna have an Esmeralda coming up
Yes.
soon.
Should I show you the box?
We can see.
I'll
We can
bring
show it off. So there's. I mean, I'm just sitting here with a lot of very expensive coffees. Very normal day. But Lost Origin. Let me taste it again, guys. Whoa. Dare I say it. Altieri has, I think Altieri is if you're into acidity, Altieri is a stronger coffee here. Lost Origin has that layering on it. This was kind of the experience that I had last year with Lost Origin, where Lost Origin had kind of that kind of fermentation, stevia, sweetness type of thing. This is the content right here.
I can't see the.
Oh, here.
Oh, okay.
All right, what are we looking at?
This is the Esmeralda. It's a natural. The Altieri and the Lita have both been washed coffees. So it'll be interesting if you have a chance to taste all three of them. The two washed and this natural. This natural is so good.
Wow, look at that.
Yes. We opened one to experiment with the sample roast. But yeah, it's a brick.
Oh, here, wait. We can put it down on the table. See, this is the content, guys.
This is what it looks like when it arrives at our roastery. Ooh.
No,
Your puzzle
the puzzle
dripper
dripper.
So one is 5 kilos, It's beautiful.
It is, I'm gonna post this on IG.
Yeah.
So that 5 kilo brick you're holding is big money. What did the green smell like? Or should we not
Yeah, we can do that.
open that?
So Esmeralda just celebrated their 20th anniversary. They discovered the Gesha varietal in Panama, and they really are the founding fathers for, if you trace back the history of how Panama Gesha became what it is today all around the world. So, here.
Okay, I've never smelled a coffee like this before. Wow. Wait, that's super interesting. There are a million things going on here.
Yeah.
Wow.
And this is the unroasted greens, obviously. You can see. Can you zoom in even more?
I can zoom in. Wow, look at that. Super even colored.
Beautiful.
The interesting thing is like this is a natural. Wow. Wait, that's crazy.
What's crazy?
Well, it smells that clean. Well, I don't know. It's like, wow. There's like a lot going on there.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
So you cup this coffee?
Yes, we cup this coffee fresh off harvest in March on their farm.
And you scored this?
Over a 92.
Jeez.
Yeah.
92! Bigger number better, right? Bigger number better and worse for your wallet. Wow. Okay. So that is there. I think you had the box of this the last time, but you didn't open it up.
We hadn't opened it, yeah.
Wow. That's amazing.
We're right now dialing in the roast in preparation for this release after the Altieri.
Okay.
And so to celebrate their 20th year anniversary, Esmeralda did a special edition of their auction, and it was very successful for them. Now the Alita auction is going on.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so you'll see this soon.
Soon, yeah. So that's the lineup, guys. They had this, the Alita. The current one right now, as in like literally right now, is this one, the Altieri, and then it's that Esmeralda. It's Panama Gesha season. That's what it is right now, guys. That's insane. I always drink good coffee. What are you talking about? We only drink 90 plus point coffee on these streams, right? So yeah, that's something to look forward. Maybe should I make this a stream highlight? Should we cut that out and put it up on the internet somewhere? That's really exciting. So yeah, it's gonna be like this. I think they have a bag somewhere, like a mock-up bag. So it's gonna be like this, guys. It would have been very cool to have done a tasting set of all of these coffees, but they this one. Wait, no, I can't do. This one already sold out. This one's actually, honestly, in the world of Panama Gesha, I'm like, this is a pretty good deal. It's only 65 bucks. And then Esmeralda, I think this is probably going to be the strongest coffee out of all of these. But also Esmeralda generally has been some of the more expensive coffees. It's like, I don't remember how much I paid for Lost Origin, but I think this was 70, and then I just
Can you
got
take a picture?
Esmeralda, Esmeralda, $70. So this is very painful to my wallet. And then Blend-In Coffee Club, Wei Hong, he's got some Panamas coming in. So those are the kind of the ones to buy, I guess, if you are insane. But I think these are coffees that you should pick up and run some splits of. This is the splits coffee. Like, you buy one of these. These are 125 grams, 117 or whatever 4 ounces is, and you do some splits of it. But I think this is, the thing with this coffee is this coffee was like so clean that I think it was like very delicate, where it wasn't like super in your face. This coffee is definitely in your face in terms of cleanliness. Same thing with Lost Origin. Like Lost Origin, very in your face, very like, this is what Panama Gesha tastes like. Yeah, I'm very excited. When will it be for sale? Probably, well, okay, they're taking photos of it. What do you mean splits? So splits are you and a bunch of your friends, you buy a bag of coffee and you split the doses up. So a lot of the people on like my Discord, on online in other coffee Discords, people run splits of coffee. So when you look at these coffees, they're very expensive, and nowadays, even this amount of coffee is too much. People want to be able to experience the coffees, right? So somebody will buy one of these, and you do splits. So you're only paying for like say 20 to 30 to 50 grams of a bag. So you split the cost, you split the beans. It doesn't hurt your wallet as much, and you get to experience the coffee. So that's what people are doing. But yeah, this was $83, so it was pretty pricey, but it sold out. And I think everybody who got the coffee, if you let this coffee rest and you pushed it hard, there was so much to give. And even this far out, it's tasting incredible. And then Lost Origin was also $70. Altieri right now is on their website. Altieri is $65. I'll link it again for you guys. But I just brewed this Altieri, so, and I'm tasting it next to the Lost Origin, and I'm pretty impressed by this coffee. I mean, this is 90 plus coffee, so it's gonna taste good. You just about to say Esmeralda, nice. I bought that last week. Do they even still have it? Oh, they still do. So yeah, they have the Esmeralda. Like, here's the thing: is I know these people. I know like there are a lot of opinions on are these coffees worth it, and the answer is no. But if you want to really experience something and you want to see like what is possible in coffee, I do think these are a very interesting way to kind of understand what is possible in coffee. So what do I mean by that? Well, this is natural, and these are wash coffees. Despite these being wash coffees, like here, I read the flavor notes on a card like this, right? It says, floral profile of jasmine, lavender, and starfruit. You taste a coffee like this, you're gonna be able to taste all of those flavor notes. Same thing with this, right? Like what flavor notes are on this coffee? Apricot, mandarin orange, peach, jasmine, floral. Yeah, so when you get coffees like this, it's harder to mess up. It's easier to get the flavor notes on the bag. And then for you, it's easier to also start to understand, like, oh, when people say they taste florality in coffee, or they taste citrus in coffee, right? Like these are much louder, much more expressive coffees that, you should be able to experience them. So now that this Altieri is really cooled down, this citrus acidity is really popping. Very clean, round, because of the puzzle dripper technology, guys. Flow was fast for what we were dealing with, and it is tasting. Yeah, wow, it's tasting good. I'm gonna taste Lost Origin more. As you guys know, I'm biased. I love Lost Origin. I love Say. I did mess up the brew of Lost Origin, to be fair, but very round. There's this interesting kind of layering in Lost Origin, where it's like there's like a layer, and then I get the acidity. Whereas this, to me, tastes cleaner than Lost Origin, because it's just a more normal wash coffee, right? Lost Origin, crazy processing, you get the layering from the processing. This is that super crisp. Here, I'll do it this way. This is that like super crisp acidity that you would expect out of a very high fidelity, clean Panama Geisha. So, yeah, you should try. I think this is Altieri. Altieri, once it's really cooled down, super crisp citrus acidity. Like it's just like crispy, juicy acidity, very clean. I think it's cleaner than Lost Origin, but also Lost Origin is like, you know, mega processed and all of that in the context of these Panama Geishas. But yeah, this is really nice. So I think anybody who's coming to this New York event tomorrow should be very excited for this. And also, if you do decide to pick up the coffee, this is probably going to be pretty exciting as well. I'm very impressed. I'm actually genuinely impressed, considering people who know me would probably say veer towards this, because I see the box and I'm very biased. But yeah, that's cool. I don't believe you own any bad coffee. I don't own as many bad coffees. Like the standard of coffees that I have now, like everything's good, right? Like this is what you have to go to now. You have to go, like if you want something that can scratch that itch, you either are going to mega processed coffees, like super co-fermented coffees, mega yeast fermented coffees, or you're going for super clean coffees like this, right? Like I would argue the general standard of coffees you can buy today on the market, like single origin good coffees, there are a million of them. They're all great. And it's just like at the end of the day, when you want to get, like you have to go to this level if you want to have the better stuff, and you hit diminishing returns. That is just how it is in any of these hobbies, any of these, you know, things you consume. You're gonna hit that diminishing return, right? This, like, you know, I tasted this coffee at the very beginning of Spilivia. Like this coffee is not 4x better, but it is better, right? That's the thing. It's like, that's just how it is. It is better. Is it 4 times the cost better? No. But that's the thing, is like, I don't think these are coffee. Like personally, I don't drink this level of coffee all the time. Like I've had this coffee for about a month, and I still have more of it, and I'm still consuming it. And the reason is because these coffees are kind of a treat to me. Like, you know, it tastes good. It's enjoyable to have, and it's kind of like, you know, I don't daily drive these coffees. I daily drive, you know, this type of coffee, or I daily drive the Say Sub. That's you guys know how it is. I daily drive the Say Sub, and I sometimes buy some of the coffees from Say, but these are the ones where I treat myself. I was like, oh, $70, sign me up. You know, Pepega credit card, right? So Yeah, that's just how it is. This is the event happening tomorrow. That's why I'm here. Because tomorrow we are gonna taste this coffee together. So that's why I'm talking about this coffee, because tomorrow I'm literally brewing this coffee. The farmers, this family, is gonna be there tomorrow, and they'll also brew. I might pull out the puzzle dripper tomorrow, guys. I've been talking about the puzzle dripper for months now. You guys will see it in real life. So yeah, that's happening tomorrow. Yeah, so that's why, you know, when you're doing, that's why I would suggest you get online to, like, you know, maybe my Discord, or you get all of these places, is you should do splits, right? Like, buying an entire bag of this is quite expensive, right? Like, these coffees, $65, this is, you know, reasonable for a coffee like this, but it does go up, right? It does go up to like 70, 83, probably more expensive. So there are levels to this, but that's why, you know, you do splits of it. You buy your 125 gram little box, little bag, and you split it, right? Because I think the thing, again, I'll just repeat myself, the thing again with these coffees, you just want to experience it, right? Experience it to see what is possible. I think daily drinking these is not reasonable. Although, you know, it is a way to justify ownership of some of these very premium coffee grinders and coffee, you know, your equipment, right? Like, you arguably want to spend, if you spend $4,000 on a grinder, you spent $4,000 to unlock everything that you can in a coffee like this. But generally speaking, these coffees are so good that you do whatever you want. Use, you know, use like reasonably good equipment. You'll have a great time. So that's the kind of thing to do. But yeah, tomorrow we're doing a tasting event on the Altieri. If you want to last minute sign up, I don't know how many spots there are, but it's, you know, it's like $15 to go, $10 to $12.51 to go, and you get a taste. We're gonna have a few different coffees there, probably two coffees from Altieri. We're gonna have this coffee. This coffee will also be for sale, but more of why I'm there is because I get to hang out with the farmers, and I also get a brew coffee. You know, it's so fun to brew coffees. Last time we did this, we did an event the other day with this coffee, so I was in town to brew the Alita for people. I know some of, like, if Howie's in the chat, you know, he went to that event. It was super fun. Whole cafe gets packed. There's going to be a presentation. We're going to have some brewing stations for this event tomorrow, where there's going to be, you know, different places to taste the different coffees, and you will be able to taste this coffee ahead of time. So I know and you can get the coffee in person. So that's the thing. But I know for at least the New York coffee enthusiast community, they love this stuff, and they're so receptive to any of the events. You know, the fact that we can do an event downtown, we can do an event at all these different places, people show up. That is so amazing, and people are incredibly respectful. So that's the cool thing with the New York enthusiast community. Bay Area enthusiasts, you guys just stand around, do nothing. A little different, okay, but yeah, I just think it'll be a ton of fun tomorrow, and yeah, I finally got to taste this coffee. I mean, I cupped it, and you know, you definitely, like, I think I unlocked more with brewing, because you know how it is. I love brewing. But maybe tomorrow I might brew with ZP6, I might brew with X Bloom, might brew with Monolith Shuricones. I think Monolith Shuricones might be the way to taste this coffee. This would be a really good coffee on the Shuricones. But yeah, I don't know. I never know anymore. When I'm brewing coffee for people, I'm like, do people want high
You
clarity?
taste the Altieri?
Is it better to have high clarity,
tasted
or
the brew?
is it better to have or
I'll
is
give
it
you
better
some.
to have, you know, lower clarity, rounder, more approachable aspects? That's the thing nowadays. Because you guys know how I brew. I love dumping a hell of a lot of water on stuff, push that acidity up, and you hand that to people, and it's like, we don't want
have
people
your
to be
mini cup?
thinking they're drinking battery acid. Although the thing is you're in a room, you're like mood dialed, you're hanging out with friends, you're never gonna be hypercritical on is the coffee good or
It's good.
or you're not going to be as critical because like there are a lot of things that just influence your mood. So yeah, we'll dial in some of these coffees tomorrow, but I think I'm leaning towards either, I don't know, I'm thinking about like X Bloom grinder at 60 RPM would be really good. ZP6 would be good, but it would just be like, do you guys really want to see me grind coffee? Grind the coffee?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It's all part of the, we're going to run a slow bar for 50 people. It's going to be incredibly slow. So, yeah, we can do that. Or I brew some by hand and I have the machine brew stuff. Imagine you go to an event and I just don't brew any coffee for you. I just let the machines do everything. That could be the ultimate big brain strategy. So, yeah, I think tomorrow will be good. Unfortunately, no espresso at this one, or I don't envision pulling any espresso of this coffee. It kind of feels like a waste. What I did was I pulled the last of this. You guys might have saw the other stream. I pulled the last of this coffee as espresso, and it was incredible.
I had the Alita as espresso. It was incredible.
It is absolutely incredible.
I also had the Jansen as espresso. It's incredible. I have not yet had the Altieri as espresso, but I will try in like 2-ish weeks.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like when I look at these, so like, I just feel like, oh my God, I'm throwing $20 away every single time you do espresso. There is a chance that you are throwing money down the drain with espresso.
But if it's good, it's good.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's harder to mess up.
So delightful.
But yeah,
All right, I have a call, but I hope I'll see some of you tomorrow. I know Howie's coming.
Mortar and pestle, okay. If you bring a mortar and pestle, I will brew you something, Howie. I will mortar and pestle brew you a cup of coffee, and you should record that and you should post it in the Discord. That would be amazing. But yeah, otherwise, like we will use real equipment. We'll use real equipment, and yeah, but I'm just gonna keep tasting some of these coffees. We're getting caffeinated. It's a Friday. It's chillin'. So basically please do it. Okay, if you do that, record, or like, how about this? You bring me the mortar and pestle, and I will have the camera. I don't know if I'm gonna stream. Let me think about if I'm gonna stream the event tomorrow. Streaming the event might be really hard because there's gonna be so many people, and I can't really entertain the chat or anything. But maybe we could set up the camera and the laptop somewhere, and we could just do like a big time lapse type of thing. Eventually, we can make say drop time hater or Howie be the cameraman. But I think tomorrow, if you do bring that, I will brew something. We can make that a genuine YouTube video where like, yo, this guy brought a mortar and pestle to my Panama Geisha tasting event, and now I'm brewing Panama Geisha. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna brew, we'll see if we'll brew Panama Geisha. for this one, with the mortar and pestle, and it's gonna be the greatest, the greatest piece of content of all time. I would just buy SCR. The reason why I buy SCR over Titus Brew is because Titus Brew are insanely unforgiving. That is also why they're so good. If you want more specific things, just go to the Discord. We can talk about it all day in the Discord, but the biggest challenge with Titus Brews, or just like this is the SB Brew profile, is that it takes a lot of information of the coffee and compresses it all at the front. So there really isn't any mid-palate, aftertaste, or anything like that. SCR there is like more extension of flavors or a linger of flavors. So it's a better all-around burr set to use. There is whereas the Titus Brews, as I've said, like everybody always, I don't know, you guys like always ask the same questions, man. I can't win. The Titus Brews are like basically what you should do is there's another guy on the Discord who has Titus Brews and SCR, but yeah, basically Titus Brews are like a super specialist burr in my opinion, where they're super transparent, super high clarity. And if you fuck up your brewing, if you use bad coffee, you will experience that. You will experience that too with CRs, but with CRs, there's more stuff to it. Like there's more linger of acidity. There's more things going on, and yeah, you won't feel as bad. Is my point. Like your hit rate will be higher, so that is like why I would pick SCR. But the ultimate setup is you do SCR with Titus Brew, and you are set for any sort of situation, in my opinion, where like you have your your daily driver burr, which is SCR, and then you have your specialist burr, which is your Titus Brew. Very cool. Don't espresso your pour over dialing wise. I think if you can dial in these coffees, you're doing okay on espresso. Like, it's hard, but it's possible. And I mean, now I'm thinking about it. Ooh, this coffee, if I end up with a bag of this, I am totally going to pull this on the LM, the monolith flat max with the LM. Oops. And the Mavon. But this is exciting. Can't wait to make this for you guys tomorrow. And then this is even more exciting. I might come back in town just for this coffee. I think that's all that coffee was. It was 10 kilos. Like what she was showing there in that box, that's it. That is all that there is of this coffee. That's crazy. So that's gonna be fun. But yeah, I have 2 more videos from Cafetech. So there is going to be a video on burr design. I have to run that by Dennis, or like basically, whenever I film videos with people, I send them a draft. It takes me a while to create the draft, and then they say yes or no, or they make adjustments. So there's going to be hopefully 2 more videos. One is going to be burr design. So he's going to talk a lot about how he designed the shurikens, why he did blind, and why he did pancake burr. So you're going to see some of that. And then there is going to be another video on like flat versus conical. So basically like shurikens versus shurikens, what he observed, some things on fines. And I think those are the 2 videos that we'll have left from the Cafetech visit. We will have some other videos from Mavam, which is kind of the same thing where we go to, I shot this video with Mike Myers. It's Halloween, Mike Myers. We do the factory tour. Some of his techs are working on stuff. It was a Friday, so it was a little bit of a slow chill day. So not as hectic as Cafetech was. And then an interview with Mike, and then also a quick video on the Mach 2, like a super general video on the Mach 2. Because the Mach 2 is the machine I use all the time now. Like I set up the Mach 2. You guys have seen me use the Mach 2. I love the Mach 2. It's such a great machine. But yeah, it's like, I would just say that you can't go wrong with picking up any of these grinders. Like, it really is like that analogy that Dennis was talking about with the Porsche 911, right? 911 models are desirable regardless of what generation. Regardless of what generation you're looking at, and that's the same thing with the monoliths, which is like he's gonna make improvements, but it's not. Is it necessarily an improvement? People. It's like I kind of think about. I kind of think about, like, if you were to think about Porsches, it's kind of like when they switched from air-cooled, like they got rid of the air-cooled Porsches, right? People go after the air-cooled Porsches. That's kind of the same thing with like Monolith Flat Max 1 or like blind burrs. It's like everything is good, it's just different, right? So it's like a generational difference. Or like pancake versus non-pancake, right? It's like this is a substantial difference. Is it better? Who knows, right? Like, yes, it is actually better. The feed is better. It's better. But is it desirable? That's a difference, right? They're all desirable. So I just think, like, everybody was asking, like, oh, should I wait until they come out with a new thing? Is there gonna be like, what's under the covers, right? Secret things under the covers. If the thing is if you want one of these grinders, just order it. That is the reality. You're really chasing, like you're gonna get FOMO, right? Like when he came out with Flat Max 2, the Thwacker, I was pretty content, right? You guys know, like, I get to try a lot of different pieces of equipment. I own some nice pieces of equipment, but like, to me, Cafetech stuff is my favorite. I've said this for years. Cafetech is my favorite. He came out with that stuff. I was like, man, I'm already so happy with the current monoliths that I get to use. And, I didn't need to upgrade. But, like, that's the thing. Is just like, it's all good, right? You can't go wrong. My SCR arrives tomorrow. Cool. You should season them. I'm hoping the secret is a brew-specific Cafetech Flat Max. We will see. I don't know. I haven't seen anything. And then 5 screw versus 3. Yeah. Well, so that's the thing is, like, but even in this thing of like Titus SSP brew versus like CR, I don't even know if I would say one thing is better. The real question is, do you want 10 out of 10 in one category and super finicky burr, or do you want 9 out of 10s across the board? This is the example. This is, those are the numbers. Those are like the things that I've been saying for a very long time, specific of that. Like, my end game filter burr setup is Titus brew in some random grinder and an SCR or LM. SCR and LM are quite close, to be honest, but it's like you literally cannot go wrong with any of these. I just think it's better to go with Cafetech stuff because you always can put the Titus in it later, right? You can always have both. or just do what this dude did. Is he had Frank. Well, Frank's on vacation right now because I think Germany has vacation. But there's this guy in my Discord who he bought Titus brewed SSP brews. He had them sent to Dennis, and Dennis installed it in the Flatmax 2, and he also bought a set of Shuriken CRs. So basically, because of that pancake burr, it spins in the opposite direction of the SSPs. He just had Dennis not install the pancake burr. And then when he wants to put the shurikens in, he can put the shurikens and the pancake burrs in, but he got a grinder that started with SSP brews. So, you know, I think it's just like if you do the monolith route, you have an additional level of flexibility. And I think that is the way I would do it. Although if I were to only pick one, I would pick SCR, just for the level of like simplicity that SCR provides. Or I would even pick something like LM. I think those are the stronger, like easier to recommend flat outright grinder. I just bought the mortar and pestle. Holy shit. Okay. We will need to find time. Maybe after the event, if you can stay a little longer, or like towards the end, you know, when it dies down, because there's gonna be a presentation. There's gonna be some other stuff, and then okay, hold on. We got to see if Say Drop Time Hater can stay later, because this would be like. I'm a ping guys in the Discord. Okay, I have pinged on the Discord. Yeah. Dude, just about 078. Yeah, see, Aaron is on the right track. Also, my camera might die. So if the stream goes out, that's how it is. But I think tomorrow we're gonna be brewing on mortar and pestle. So we'll see. I might swap over to this camera in a little to stream some more. But yeah, I'm just hanging out because Ji-yoon has a meeting, so I'm just streaming. It's Friday. Dude, we still stream on Fridays. That's crazy. I still was able to do a Friday stream. I have no clue what that means, but I'm in anyway. All right, we'll get somebody to be the cameraman. OP is gonna deliver. There's gonna be some things that will be cooked up tomorrow. If not, we'll find somebody. Okay, we will. This is the content you all signed up for, right? Like this is what makes. This is the entertainment. I also am so curious. I've never used a mortar and pestle for coffee. Like I don't know. It's probably really good, right? So that's going to be a video to look out to anybody who isn't at the event tomorrow or who isn't staying that late. Is you will see some memes, or we'll do it towards the end. I think that's going to be fun. All right, I might switch over to this other camera real quick. So I might kill off the stream for like a few seconds. Because this camera is about to die and I don't have another battery. Oh, you know, you're right. It is the best MP. Yeah, so like I said, I again, like I would in an ideal world I would own both SCR and brews. But those are my favorite, man. We can make a YouTube video called "We Have SSP MP at Home." Arguably, you know, if I whip out the paper towels, you know, the paper towel technology with the with the blade grinder is so that you can basically use the static of the coffee, like the fines will stick to the paper. Mortar and pestle might arguably produce a cleaner cup than SSPMPs. 64, to clarify, because fuck you, that's why the naming is terrible. Trying to figure out how to translate your grind size on X-Bloom recipes to the 078. That's a great question. I don't, you know, it's hard to say because of RPM related things. Hold on, let me swap cameras real quick, so I'm gonna kill the stream off for like a second. Well, I'm just gonna basically turn this camera off and then switch to a different camera. So give me one moment, guys. I'm gonna switch to the tiny boy. See how it is. So let me unplug this. There we go. I forgot to restart this. I think it should be working now. Yes, there we go. Okay. Spaghetti moment, technical difficulties as usual. Let's see if anybody else shows up, but my views. I'm gonna probably start cleaning up, but yeah, got to taste some of these coffees. Tomorrow, definitely if you want to come to this event and taste this Altieri, I think it will be very good. And, you know, I think if you guys can pick it up, now's the time. I don't think she has that much of this coffee, but, yeah, alright. Everything I have is running out of battery. Okay, what was I saying? Yeah, trying to figure out how to translate your grind size on Excel recipes to the 078. So the challenge with that is the 078 and like it all handles super differently. No sound. Wait, really? It says I have sound here. Okay, so okay, yeah. So I probably will get off in a little, but Nice. Okay, we're back, but I'll probably only be on for a little longer. Yeah, it's because I'm streaming at it on a different time zone. I'm streaming at the same time, but on a different time zone. So it's, you know, it's hard to do everything. But yeah, we were brewing this coffee. We were brewing these two coffees. Incredible. So this one on the top, Altieri, doing an event tomorrow. So you're gonna be able to taste this coffee. I think this is a super clean coffee. This, and then I was also bringing Lost Origin. So Lost Origin, you guys have tasted Lost Origin last year. You guys also saw me do a few streams on Lost Origin already. It tastes like Lost Origin. It tastes great. This is cleaner, to me. This has more acidity, more vibrancy. This has got the funk, not the funk, but I mean it's got the juice. It's got like, you know, the oomph to it, which is the processed geisha. But yeah, you know, like, guys, we're gonna have this happening tomorrow. Also, it's I don't know how much more of the Pepe coffee is left. Because I know you guys have been picking it up. Actually, Lance from Say asked me, he's like, hey, how's the coffee been selling? And I'm like, oh, it's pretty good. I don't know how much is left. Like, you know, if you guys want the link to it, join the Discord. That's just how it is. I saw some people who left a comment, you know, like, there's a nice message in the Discord about the coffee, about what it is, and you know, it's nice. If you truly... Yeah, there's like people who's like, I can't use Discord. How do I get a bag or two? I enjoy the video. Like, I'm like, guys, I don't know how do I solve this. Ugh. The reason why I want you in the Discord is I want you to be able to read the nice message that I wrote. Let me read the stream chat. Oh my god. Okay, holy shit. That's insane. Okay, I did not realize Howie bought a mortar and pestle from IKEA. I think that's that looks like IKEA, right? The Adelston mortar and pestle. So I think tomorrow we are going to brew a coffee with tomorrow we're going to brew a coffee on mortar and pestle. It's gonna be good. Why do I do this to myself? This is like where I need it, like we need somebody to hold the camera. Holy shit. Yeah, that is a mom get the camera moment. Wow. So, okay, all right, I'm pretty excited, guys. Tomorrow we're gonna have that mortar pestle moment. Yes. I envision getting a charger for my laptop. From like a little charger. I have a feeling that the glue off of it is actually gonna be really good. Should we brew Lost Origin tomorrow with mortar pestle? That might be the strategy. This can't be worse than grinding 30 minutes with the ling long. I don't know, man. Oh no, the stream always blows up. What the hell? Okay, there we go. You know, I have resorted to just we are streaming with the laptop webcam. That's it. Really do be like that. So yeah, I'm back now. Yeah, I think I'm gonna start packing up. But what we're gonna do tomorrow is we're gonna get some Mortar and Pestle memes. But wow, I've been relegated to streaming with the laptop webcam. So I just like rub this and make it worse. I look beautiful. Yeah, so this is an SSB MP quality stream, absolutely, dude. We've downgraded from like multiple cameras. Although I'm trying to charge my other camera here, but I think I'm probably gonna just, it's late. It's Friday. We're packing up, and I think tomorrow this event will be very good. But at least the audio works, right? I got this microphone hooked up to the laptop, and I have a portable charger to keep the laptop alive. This is, the lengths at which we go to keep up production quality is insanity. Yeah, so I think what's going to be fun is we're going to brew, there's going to be some other coffees aside, like it's not only going to be Altieri Gesha, there's going to be some, or like this coffee, right? There's going to be some other stuff, and I think that's what's going to be good is like, we're going to be able to have like a range of coffees, and I'm thinking about the puzzle. The puzzle may happen, but yeah, I'm getting pretty caffeinated. But man, Altieri and Lost Origin, incredible coffees to brew side by side, and I think we're gonna brew all of this on. I don't know. I might have to do V60. Like I might have to do V60 for batch size reasons, because it's just gonna be hard to brew like a million cups. Actually, I could do 20 grams in the puzzle, because the problem with doing like 50-person events is like, how do you make it so that not everybody is just standing around, unless you're into that. You know, standing around having like a good time, right? Like we want everybody to have a good time at these events, and you know, sometimes it's hard to do that when there are a million people. So I think tomorrow we're gonna have kind of 2 brew stations. There's gonna be a station with me, and there's gonna be a station with the farmers from Altieri, and then it's going to kind of be sessioned. Like, you know, we'll have half the people with me, half the people with the farmers, and then we'll swap. There's gonna be a presentation at the beginning, so that should be pretty good. The webcam is beautiful. Yeah, maybe it's like my finger. Like I didn't wipe. I need to wipe this in a different direction. See, it's my finger oils. Do you see that? See, it's like It's like the oil on the camera. Yeah, I'm not really reviewing grinders, so that's just the reality. Is I don't care so much to review coffee grinders like the Omnia. I mean, maybe we'll put it on a live stream if we ever get one in, but like, you know, I don't know. I'm just like, man, grinders, like it's a piece of hardware. Like it's fine. What's more interesting to me is like, you know, someone like Dennis, right? Like, what is the story of Dennis? What does it go into like making one of these? And you know, we might do that with some new stuff that he's coming out with. But you know, no grinder reviews. Or like if we do something, it's going to be on a live stream. It's not going to be that in depth. It's going to show. It's just going to be like reality, right? It's like if you get one of these, this is how it is. Not going to really spend any time trying to like in-depth test anything, if that makes sense, or like extensively test stuff, because it's like this doesn't matter, I don't think. So that's where I stand with any of this new stuff. Visit option O, maybe. The thing is like, I don't know how many like companies are that open to like visiting, right? Because first of all, a lot of this stuff is like made in a factory on an assembly line, so it's kind of not, and it's made in like China. Not that easy to go to, as much as I want it to be. But yeah, very specifically of like, you know, the handful of coffee grinder companies out there, it is. I do want to do Zerno. I do want to do, or coffee machine companies, right? The only ones left over are going to be Zerno, Odyssey, Espresso, and I don't know who else is there. Kind of just like in like where I currently stand in the things that are interesting to me world are, I care a fair bit about like U.S. manufacturing and people building stuff here, because I think it's really, really freaking hard. So I think it's very cool to look at, you know, those types of companies, and it's hard to think about people who are still doing that here, at least that are, you know, independently owned. Yeah. Roaster visits, maybe. There's gonna be some interesting collabs. I think I'm finally gonna turn on Discord memberships. Like, I'm finally gonna make people pay $1 to get access to some absolute memes. We're gonna have, it's just because like if we look at this Pepe release, like we look at how many boxes get sold of that, it's like it's a lot. And for some of these roasters, it's like I really want these coffees to go to like the people who are the most excited about it, right? It's kind of like not counterintuitive, but like kind of sounds just like, oh, why should I pay money to like be able to pay money? But like when we spend a lot of this time and effort to do these collaborations, I kind of just want it to go to the right person. And we have some upcoming collaborations. One thing that's upcoming is there's going to be a really cool coffee or kind of like a little coffee project thing that we're going to do with Bill. So Bill is going to do something really fun. Yeah, the reason why it's $45 is because Ecuadorian coffee, my understanding is there's an actual minimum wage. Pepe actually cares about the pickers and all the people who he's hired, who he works with, that work for him. And when you are doing that, the cost of your coffee is going to go up. So that's why Pepe's coffees are $66 a kilogram, or like 66 to $70 a kilogram, because it just needs to be like, when he's paying people fairly, when he is doing that, that is why the coffees are expensive. All right. Yeah, but I think those are kind of like the upcoming things. There's going to be, actually, we're probably going to do like a collaboration with this farm. So that should be fun. It's going to be kind of like the same thing that I did with Pepe, where it's going to be like a coffee where maybe I'll get to process it. I don't know, but that's happening kind of next week. Depending on the internet situation, we'll see. Maybe we can stream, but as you guys noticed, right? I've been streaming a fair bit. All right. Yeah. Have a nice weekend, Light Spire. Yeah, I don't know. It's like getting late here, and I am. Yeah, if you want to try some of the coffee, see if you can get it in on a split. I don't know. I'm going to go and I'm gonna go and table for one somewhere, I think. But I'm all the way in Queens, so I need to get back to Manhattan somehow. And then after that, I will figure out where to go. Yeah. Oh, where is that? Whoa, hop. Is that easy to get to? Oh, that's pretty close by to where I'm staying, I think. All right, I will see if I can make it there. Actually, wait, I think I might have been here before. Oh, no, I haven't been here before. Or I can get dinner with Howie. I'm bringing a friend who can be the cameraman. Very cool. Okay. All right. I think it's time to hop off because all of the cameras have died. Like the stream camera has died, the secondary stream camera is not behaving, and we have been relegated to the webcam. So we are going to probably get off and we might go to this restaurant that Howie's recommending. But yeah, that's all. There are going to be more interesting things tomorrow. If you are in New York, please come to this event. I will link this here. There is the Say Pepe. There is also this Altieri. So yeah. And then I was also bringing Lost Origin. I think we'll do a video, or I'll just hand the I think I'll hand this camera to Howie's friend, or say Drop Time Hater, and we'll get the video of Mortar and Pestle coffee. The realest MPs. We have MPs at home. Okay, all right. I'll see you guys later. Have a nice night.